someone that knows somebody that Agri-Food Pilot Program to relocate to Canada is currently on, a background is related to agriculture, or you have a family member that owns agriculture, a farmland, or somebody that has a background in anything agriculture, then this video is for them. So if you're planning to relocate to Canada in 2025, then you would have to watch this video to the end, right? There has been a lot of programs, a lot of videos, a lot of topics around relocating to Canada, and it seems as if people are saying the same thing over and over again. There has been the study visa route, we have the work visa route, different routes by which people relocate to Canada. But then a lot of people are here to look into the Agri-Food Pilot Program, that is AFP, and this has been introduced by the Canadian government for people that are interested in working in Canada. So if you have not heard about it, or if your background is related to agriculture, or you have a family member that owns agriculture, a farmland, or somebody that has a background in anything agriculture, then this video is for them. So I will encourage you to watch this video to the end, or if you know somebody that has a background in agriculture, then you should also share this video with them so that they can get this information and start putting in the effort to start working in Canada, right? I know a lot of us must have heard about the latest news about people that are going through the study route to relocating to Canada. I'm not really sure if this information has been proved to be true by the Canadian government themselves, but I've heard it that once you're done with your study in Canada, you would have to come back to your country. And what of those people that are not planning to stay back in Canada? What would they do? What is the way forward? Do you mean that after studying they will have to come back to their own country and reapply through the work visa and or do permanent residency program and the likes? This has been a lot of fears that has been in the mind of people, and that is why a lot of people are resulted into just going through the Canadian work permit program, and that is the one I've been talking about for some weeks now. So if you have been following my YouTube channel, or you've been following me for a while now, I'm very sure that you would have come across the videos that I've done about the Canadian Caregivers Pilot Program. I've also talked about the work visa program, how to apply for work visa in Canada. I've talked about different things, but today the ones that a lot of people are not talking about is the one I actually want to talk about, because one thing a lot of people should know is that sometimes when there are different pilot programs, the ones that would have the high rate of success is the one that a lot of people are not looking into. So if right now you are interested in relocating to Canada and you have agricultural background, or you are into farming, manufacturing, food, different areas under agriculture, then this video is for you. I promised that I was going to talk about two particular routes that people should look into, and in my last video I talked about the Caregivers Pilot Program, and that one is really on the high success rate, and this particular one I'm about to talk about also has a high success rate for people that are also interested. It is called the Agri-Food Pilot Program, AFP. Right, this is a kind of work permit program that has been designed by Canada to bring in foreign workers to work under the Canadian government through this process. Like I said in my last video, there are different pilot programs, and I've already listed them out for you in my previous video I showed you on the website, because I don't just like to come here and talk to you about what I don't know, or what is not the information that is not clear on by the Canadian government. I don't like working on assumptions. I like working on real facts. Like, I do my research properly before coming out here to do videos, right? So the ones that I'm also going to suggest is a suggestion. It's something that I'm just trying to tell you that you can also look into this, right? So it is called the Agri-Food Pilot Program, and shortly I'm going to be showing you how to apply for this particular program. It's a work permit program that is under the Canadians different pathways to relocating to Canada. So if your plan is to relocate to Canada, this particular program is on right now and it is not yet closed. One thing you should understand about this different Canadian program is that they have limited time depending on the number of people that apply. They used to have slots, so once the slot is full, they will have to close that particular program and maybe come up with another one. So this one that I'm actually talking about is still open. I mean, it's still open till I think March 2025 or May 2025. I really can't remember, but I'm going to show you shortly, right? So it's still open, right? You can use this period to start gathering your document, the things that you are going to need. If you have a background in agriculture, you study something that is related to agriculture, you have farmland, you are into farming, this is a very big opportunity. So let's dive right into the full details of how you can apply for the Agri-Food Pilot Program. I want you to just pay close attention because some people ask questions and some of these questions I might have addressed them in the video. So please pay close attention. I'm going to be showing you through the Canadian government website, so it's not like my website or something. It is also in the website. Everybody have access to it. Everybody can apply for it. Everybody can go through the processing by themselves. Everybody can do it by themselves. So this is just like a DIY method on how you can go about the process and know the amount that you're going to spend. And then I wish you the best of luck. So let's dive right into it. Alright, so here is the Canadian government website. I'm going to be dropping the link under the description for this particular video. Alright, so we're going to work in Canada because we're talking about work permits, right? So get a work permit, and then it's going to be asking whether you want to work as a temporary worker or you want to work there permanently, right? So you can also explore other programs, at your own time. I just want to show you the process, right? So I want to ask questions. I want to know the duration and everything about this particular program. So what do you want to do in Canada? I'm going to click on work because we're talking about work, right? Is it permanently? Is it temporarily? Of course, permanently, right? And then skilled work, trade, and other work. Yeah. And then can you see that this is the current one, the first one, Agri-Food Pilot Program, which is still on. Those are other, the other programs are the one that you can see below. But today I just want to show you the Agri-Food Pilot Program. Can you see the fee starting from Canadian dollars 1,525? That is the amount starting from, right? So let's dive right into the Agri-Food Pilot Program. Can you see it is open until May 14, 2025. So you still have a lot of time to start planning for this. And mind you, there is limited slots because a lot of people might have been applying for this particular program. So don't be surprised if by January it is closed. That is because a lot of people are now applying for it, because once this video is dropped, of course a lot of people will be watching this video and then they might go ahead and apply, and that's it. So let's look at these sessions. Who can apply? What are the eligible industries and occupations? How do you apply? So we're going through it one after the other. So who can apply? If you reside in Canada, you must have an eligible job offer for this particular pilot program. This is for people that reside in Canada, right? Make sure that you have an eligible job offer. But other requirement is if you reside in Canada, you submit your applications, right? This is for the people that reside. So if you reside outside of Canada, because I feel a lot of people are outside Canada. So let us go through the requirements. That means you must have a genuine job offer and you must meet all the requirements as listed below, right? That means your job must be in an eligible occupation stated under one of the eligible industries, and we're talking about the Agri-Food Pilot Program that is currently open, right? These are the educational requirements. You must have a high school diploma, that is like SSCE for Nigerians, like your high school. That is all you need for this particular one. The work experience, you must have at least a year, right? A year or more. So you must also have a work permit that has been issued under the basis of the labor market as LMIA with a minimum of 12 duration. You must also give the proof that you have the work experience. You must have a letter of employment, a T4, pay stubs, blah, 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 right? So basically, we all know how to calculate the work experience. So you can do the count hours in full-time or part-time, right? But everything must amount to like a year or more. And talking about the language requirements, you may need to do, the Canadian benchmark language, or you do IELTS for proof of English, right? Because these are the steps that you take. The first, you need to make sure that you are eligible, and then next is your language testing, then followed by the proof of funds, followed by eligible industries, then you apply for your permanent residence. Then after you apply, then the next thing, right? So let's go to the next one, which is the language testing. We've checked the eligibility, the criteria. So the next one that you need to go about is your language testing. So you can go to the Canadian language benchmark, like I mentioned earlier. It's one of the Canadian English tests that you can also take in your own country, wherever you are, right? Just Google it. You're going to see the details on how to go about the exams, write it. You can also use IELTS if you have IELTS. You don't need this if you have IELTS, but then you can also go for this, right? You can read more about it through the site. So let me just go back and let's continue. So you have to take the test to prove that you can speak English, French, right? Or you can take the Pearson test of English. There are different, kind of tests. Can you see? As you can see above, we have, the CE, that's the Canadian benchmark, IELTS, PTA, TEF, TCF. They just have different ones. So let's go to the next one, the eligible industries and occupation. This is the Agri-Food Pilot Program. So these are the eligible industries and occupations that can apply for this Agri-Food Pilot Program. So there are many. I may not be able to go through all, but I believe when you're going through the website yourself, you can just take your time, right? So these are the people that are into meat production, greenhouse, cattle ranching, poultry, egg. So these are eligible industries under this Agri-Food Pilot Program. It's amazing, right? So we also have people that are into meat production, animal production, just go through it, and they wrote that they will process a maximum of 2,750 applications each year. So starting on January 1st of each year, we'll process applications on the first come and first serve basis. This is why you need to start applying now. We are almost entering a new year, and that will be a good time for you to start applying, right? So you can check the eligible occupation. So if you're into meat, these are the things that are under the Agri-Food Pilot Programs, because the thing is, people don't like to do their own research, so they don't know. They just think that it's about farming, it's about production of foods. But then we have cattle ranching, animal production, we have floriculture, mushroom production, different things that are under the Agri-Food Pilot Program, right? So after checking your eligibility, then you can now apply for the PR, right? You can apply, this is part of the requirement. When we're talking about your occupation must be under the one of the eligible industries, and we have checked it. So once you have confirmed that it is under those things that they've listed, then you go ahead and go through the PR processes. So I'm just trying to check the minimum wage here, but since I'm not in Canada, I will not be able to access those information, right? But that's not really important. So let's look at applying for permanent residence, because that will be the next thing once you have the above already. So make sure you are eligible, then you now apply for the permanent resident format, through the Agri-Food Pilot Program that you're going for. So once you go ahead, you've met all the requirements, so you can just apply using the permanent residence portal, right? So if you can apply online, you can, just apply in another format, like downloading the paper and filling it manually, right? So you can just download all the checklists, download different things that are going to help you in the applications. So you just download it, and then they have all the tips here. You just go through it and read it carefully, and then you pay your application fee. That is from 1,525 Canadian dollars, right? Can you see it is from, not that is the exact amount, because it can change anytime. So these are the things you need to pay for your application fee. And also, depending on your situation, you might need to do your medical exam, language testing, educational credential assessments. They might also need to do all that for you, right? So after doing all that, you can just submit. And this session is how you pay your fee. You pay your fee, and your fee depends on if your fee that you are paying is starting from $1,525. Depend if you are bringing dependents, if you're bringing your family members, you may need to add additional money to it. So that is why the rule is starting from, right? So after you applied, and you have to wait for the results of your applications. And this is what they wrote on how to keep your information up to date. You have to make sure that if you're bringing your family members, you also had them in the application. So once they receive your application, you meet all the requirements, you fill that the application appropriately, you've submitted your application, you paid your processing fee, and you include all the required documents, including your proof of funds, then you can be rest assured that you are going to get a positive response. And also they might also reach out to you to get your biometrics done. That's your fingerprint and your photos, right? So you have to pay the biometric fee also when you submit your application. So after you pay your biometrics fee, that is when you will now have to wait for 30 days from the time that you apply, right? And sometimes if you feel that it is too delayed, these are the reason why it might be delayed. Maybe your application is incomplete, or they identify a criminal or security issue, or they need to consult other offices and the likes. So talking about the decision on your application, you're going to get that if you meet the requirements. Of course, your application is going to be approved and they will tell you the next thing to do. But if they refuse your application, then you are free to reapply. That means that you do not qualify at that moment, and the next thing you need to do is to check out the documents that you do not have, or maybe you don't have enough proof to solidify what you have written in your applications. But then if you are approved, then you can go ahead with the information that they will be provided, right? You'll be asked on how to pick your visa and travel and do the next thing. But if you are refused, then you have to just apply again, right? You can apply again, but that's if you're outside Canada. For those that are outside Canada, you have to use free pre-arrival services, documents to bring. You need to bring in your valid passport, travel document. You can't immigrate to Canada with a diplomatic, government service, or public affairs passport. You need your international passport, your approved passport, right? And then you are just free to go. You're free to go with your family members. You're free to go. So you can just read out other things on the website to help you understand better, and that is why they have all these details on their website so that you guys can understand how it goes. So basically, you can apply for all these things by yourself on your own, but then people use agents so that they don't make mistakes, so that they are on the right path, which is not bad. So that is that about the Agri-Food Pilot Program. All right, so I'm glad that you've learned how to do this by yourself. So I've shown you the processing, the requirements, what it will take you if you later apply, if your application went through successfully, what you need to do, how to prepare for the pre-arrival processing, and everything. And I'm very sure that this was very informative for you. All right, so please do not hesitate to drop your questions in the comment section. Feel free to also reach out to me if you have anything that you would like to share, or you have something that you want me to talk about, or anything at all. I will drop the link for one-on-one consultation, or if you want to reach out to me or ask any questions in relation to all these things, then feel free to reach out, ask your questions and the likes, right? And please don't forget to like this video, share, subscribe to my channel. Let's keep the community growing. You all are the Gabi Global community. You all have been making this community to grow over the years. All right, so make sure you subscribe, share with someone, tell someone that knows somebody that Agri-Food Pilot Program to relocate to Canada is currently on. And you don't have to relocate to Canada and start looking like, what am I going to do? No, once you get there, you resume work and you're earning for yourself, right? You're earning for your family. And this program also allows you to take your family members along, but you have to show the proof of funds that you can actually take care of them, right? Every program will require proof of fund, definitely at the end of the day, right? So you have to show this proof of fund that yes, you can take care of them. It has numbers of dependents. It depends on the number of dependents that you are taking along with you, right? So you can just look into it, right? So feel free to drop your questions under the comment section. And yes, for those that have reached out to me, I'm yet to respond to them. I'm so sorry about that. I'm going to respond to you as soon as I can. I have a lot of mails to respond to, and I'm so sorry it's taking a slower processing, but trust me, before the year runs out, I'm going to attend to all your questions. And that is why sometimes I drop my WhatsApp, so that it will be very easy for me to just respond to you and let you know, okay, this is it. And all right, so I'm going to drop the details that you need to reach out to me in the description. Also, there will be a link for consultation, one-on-one consultation. So if you want to reach out to me. And presently, I'm into helping people get study in the US, right? I'm helping people with the application processing, getting scholarship, funding, and the like. So that has been the thing that has been taking most of my time. And if you are also interested in this program, feel free to reach out to me. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. All right, so thank you for watching this video, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You know I love you and I want the best for you. I remain Coach Gabby. Bye.